Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you see this. So this is going to be a general reading for Earth sign Virgo and Air sign Libra. So it is a general reading. It can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, money, all forms of abundance. All right. So there's a couple things there that it could resonate with you, but always trust your own intuition. And also, all readings, this Virgo and Libra reading is going to be timeless. So, since time is fluid and relative and constantly changes, for some people it could resonate before or after October 30th through November 30th. So, always keep that in mind as well. Um, and yeah, Virgo, let's go ahead and get started. I've pulled all of your cards here for you, and I've already taken your picture, which I will upload after the live is done. Um, and what else did I want to say? Yes, I wanted to say thank you, of course, to everyone out there for your views, for your shares, for your likes, and your subscriptions. They're all great free ways to support the channel here, so I really appreciate however you feel guided to do that. But I think that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and do a little sound bell here and kind of turn into the energy for Virgo. All right. So it'll be loud for just a minute or so, but hopefully not that bad for you, but just wanted to give you a heads up. And if you want to, you can take a deep breath or you can just chill and listen to the bell, whatever feels and makes sense to you. All right. So here we go. Virgo. All right, Virgo. So we got a little incense going. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Might move it over a little bit towards the window just because sometimes it's a little strong. It's still going to blow my way either way. So yes, I wanted to say happy Halloween, belated Halloween to those that celebrated. Happy All Souls Day to those that celebrated, and also Happy Mexican Day of the Dead. All right, so that's kind of why I had this on, and then it's just kind of sit on the top of my head because I can't read when it's on the whiskers or like this. Even if I wear contacts, like I can't see. So anyway, well, let's go ahead and get started here, Virgo. Let's see what we have for you. So I want to go ahead and call out the cards in order, and then we'll kind of talk about the placements of the cards because we're basically covering that 4.5 time week period from October 30th through November 30th, like I said earlier. So each one of these cards, the 4 cards on the top, is going to like correspond to a week's time frame or so. Okay, it's not exact, right? It can be also a little bit before, a little bit after, different for everybody. But let's see here, Virgo. Before we call out the cards as well, I wanted to call out your zodiac frequencies that are showing up here for you. So we do have, turn that down a little bit. We do have some Aquarius energy here for you. We have Libra energy and a little bit of Pisces. Okay, so what does that mean? You could be dealing with an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Pisces, or you have a lot of that in your chart, or the other person does, vice versa. Or it could also be referencing a time frame like the Aquarius season, the Pisces season, the Libra season of this year, of last year, of next year, just as a couple different examples. Or it could even be saying there's something going on in those areas of your chart that you should look at. So yeah, that's what we have, because we have three major arcanas here for you. And as far as your minor arcanas, I believe it's swords, but let me make sure. You've got three swords. No, I'm sorry, four. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 swords, 1 pentacle. Yeah. All right. So, Virgo, what does this mean, right? When we're talking about the minor arcana, it can be an underlying theme that's going underneath your reading. So, another like layer to the reading that may resonate for you. So, you got 5 swords, right? So, swords in the tarot talk about air sign energy, of course, but also our logical mind, our crown chakra, that kind of thing. And it can also deal with, of course, mental health. So, is my mental health in a good place? Is the other person vice versa? Is the environment conducive to my mental health? All that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's definitely an underlying theme here for your reading. But let's go ahead now and call out your cards in order and kind of get into each week here that we're talking about for you. All right, so we said the first card, Virgo, could be from around October 30th through November 6th. And I'll go over each date when we're on the cards again. The second card can be from around November 7th through November 14th. The third card can be from around November 15th through November 21st. And the fourth card can be around November 22nd through November 30th. So basically the end of November. All right. So yes, Virgo, let's see here. We do have, when we're talking about your first card, of course, even more so than the other cards, it can be energy that we're picking up from the recent past. And what does that mean to you? It could be a couple of days ago, weeks, hours, months, or even years. Okay. The other thing to keep in mind too, if you're new to my channel or just new to whatever, right? To YouTube or to tarot, is that this reading here, Virgo, could be about you or someone you're dealing with, multiple people you're dealing with, or your just general environment situation, collective unconscious, or even the astrology, right? So always kind of keep that in mind and check out your other placements. I forgot to mention that in the beginning of the video, right? So always check out your sun, moon, and rising, where your Venus is in your chart, where your Jupiter is. Those things will definitely help you for love and luck and success and that kind of thing. So anyway, back over here, Virgo. So we start off with this energy, the week we're in now, since I'm filming this on the 3rd, I believe. Or no, today's the 4th. I lost a day. Okay, so today's the 4th. But yes, we're picking up this energy, right? So the end of October and the first week or so of November, basically. And we start off with the Ten of Swords in the right side up position here, Virgo. So it's kind of a combination of some good stuff and some bad stuff, right? The Ten of Swords energy, again, this can be you or someone around you in your environment or your environment itself, is really mentally drained here when this Ten of Swords energy shows up. So someone could have a lot of anxiety, worry, overthinking, way too much up in their head about something to the point where they're just like mentally exhausted. But the good part about the Ten of Swords is the highest number in tarot is 10. So this is going to be over soon, okay? Hopefully, right? So even though it's not the best place to start off with, it is what I'd like to call, and I always say this, an energetic blockage, gentle reminder or challenge, okay? So, again, we could be picking up stuff from the recent past. So let's go ahead and talk about what's underneath this card. This is even more insight into maybe why this card showed up here for you, Virgo. So we're going to go further back into the past now. All right. And again, this will be different for everybody. It could be a couple days ago, months, weeks, or years, but it's further back than, let's say, the recent past, which is that Ten of Swords energy. This is even further back, beyond that, whatever that means for you. All right, so what we have here for you, Virgo, is the Judgment in the reverse position, which was on the top of your deck, and the Four of Swords in the reverse position, which is on the bottom of your deck, okay? So it looks like here, Virgo, in the past, in some way, there could have been something that you put to rest, okay? With this Judgment in the reverse position with the surrounding cards, I feel that it is something that someone decided, I don't want that anymore. I don't want to do that thing. I don't want to be that thing, whatever. Okay. Or the other person, vice versa. And because they did that, and because they didn't um, go into like a self-destructive energy, if a ruling didn't go in their way or something didn't go in their way, they decided to say, I'm just going to let that go. And when they did that in the past, whoever this is, or the energy in general, we have this great reversal with the Four of Swords. That's how you want to see that card. So that means someone just is deciding, or did decide in the past, that they are no longer going to bury what bothers them, right? So if she's right side up, she's burying her sword, okay, in the ground, in the dirt, but it's reversed. So someone is like unearthing, doing some healing here in the past. And, healing is not doing your shadow work, doing your healing is not all sunshine and rainbows and puppy dogs, right? So it's not like how they show it in the movies or on TV, like, I'm going to take a bubble bath and I'm going to do whatever for women, right? For men too, but you know what I mean? And so it's like, no, it's painful and it's exhausting and it's dark and it's messy. That's why it's called your shadow. It's supposed to be like that, right? So we all go through it in different times, multiple times of our life. So that's kind of the energy we're picking up for the first week, okay? But I will say overall here, Virgo, there's a lot of energy in your reading of kind of back and forth energy of like one step forward, one step back in certain ways, right? I would say, just looking at your overall reading, that your third week is going to be the best week here for you, as far as for momentum and positive energy, and making things move a little bit faster. So remember, we said the third week could be from around November 15th through the 21st or so. So that's really looking like the best energetic vibration here for, again, doing more movement, okay? But we are going to go in order. I'm not going to skip your second week or anything. I just wanted to say that ahead of time in case you're like, oh my God, this is all bad. No, it's the way it is. I never like to lie, So now we get into your second week, which we said could be from around November 7th through the 14th, okay? And we have the Star in the reverse position. It's definitely not as bad as the Ten of Swords, right? So even though it's reversed, okay? So we go from the Ten of Swords to the Star in reverse. It could be that if we're talking about artists, or even if you're not an artist, there's a little bit of this energetic blockage where you're not feeling super creative or excited about the future, or the other person isn't, or multiple people, general environment situation, right? Or there could be still some healing going on, right? So normally we see all the water around this woman who's standing in the water and on land, right? But it's reversed. The water in the tarot represents, excuse me, let me turn this stupid commercial down. It represents our emotions, right? So it could be, since the Star in the reverse position is following the Ten of Swords, is almost like somebody is still working through those emotions. So until they do that, or until the environment starts to lighten up and do that, then we can't have the passion, the creativity, or planting the seeds for the future, right? So let's look underneath here, because this is actually where Spirit wanted me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of the other deck. So again, down here, this is more past energy that kind of made it possible for the Star in the reverse position to come out. So what do we have here? We have the Five of Swords in reverse and the Empress in reverse. So Libra energy that I was mentioning in the beginning of the reading, okay? So again, we're talking about all these little guys together, girls and guys. All right, so it looks like here in the past, Virgo, that somebody was wanting to, and did it possibly for sure, in some ways, let go of this competitive energy either within themselves, competing within your old self, your new self, your current self, or also competing with other people. But the Five of Swords in the reverse position is almost like with your surrounding cards, making me feel like someone knew in the past that they needed to focus more on the present moment, but they couldn't for some reason. Okay. Now, it could be because that they were not feeling in their power in some way with the Empress in the reverse position. So, normally when we think of the Empress, it's almost like a queen, right? So, she has authority and power and she delegates tasks to others. She's got a support system. She's powerful. The Empress is also known as the businesswoman of the tarot deck, right? So CEO kind of energy, right? But she's in the reverse position here in the past. Okay, so it definitely makes sense that the star would be in the reverse position in the future if somebody or some energy was feeling that way, like, oh, I'm not having enough support around me. People are not recognizing my leadership qualities, or I'm not doing that either, that kind of thing. Or there's just also something going on with this Libra energy that we were talking about in the beginning of the reading. So I always encourage everybody, if you haven't already, to get like a free birth chart online. Find out where you have Libra in your chart. Everybody does, right? So maybe there's a little nugget of information there as well. I think it's Cafe Astrology or Astrology Cafe. It's one of those .com, and you just put in your birth information and you can get your other placements. So that's also something that's showing up here as well. But whatever this is going on here in the second week, Virgo, it doesn't last forever, you know. Again, I feel like it's more about a healing process for you or another person, general environment situation. But then, wonderfully, by the time we get to that third week, the middle of November, like November 15th to November 21st, we have the Three of Sacred Circles, or also known as the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so now we have forward momentum again. It's not super fast, but it's there. Okay, and when we're talking about sacred circles or pentacles, we can be talking about money and wealth, building abundance, right? But also, this card, this energy can be an earth sign energy, just like yourself, Virgo, if you're sun sign Virgo. About getting more stable, more grounded financially, or even if it's not financially, when we talk about pentacles or coins, it's also about our values. So, am I being valued enough? How can I value myself more, value others, value where I work, the environment, whatever it is, right? So, this Three of Sacred Circles, the way it's shown in this deck, is that this hut is all the way away from the rest of the community of huts, okay? So it's almost like this energy of this person really wants to focus to make these things happen. So they believe, and I'm not saying they're wrong, right? That they need to kind of do this on their own a little bit. And we all have times where we need to recharge, especially with your first two cards needing rest and healing. This is like a nice, gentle way to come out of that energy as well. Okay. And we do have the eagle and the bear on the top of the card in the clouds and the bottom in the drums there. Okay. So it's also saying perhaps that what is needed or what this energy or person wants to do is see things from a higher perspective, like an eagle, right? Be a good hunter, be a bear as far as resources and money and values, right? So, how does the bear hibernate for the metaphorical winter, right? So, how can I store and reserve my energy? How can I store and reserve my money? That kind of thing. Okay, so that's definitely going on in that third week. All right, but let's keep going and see what else we have here for you, Virgo. So, unfortunately, Virgo, and this is just the way it comes out. It looks like a little bit here, and it's not the end of the world. You always have free will, and this is the energy I'm picking up today, right now. Okay, if we did a reading even from a week from now, maybe half of it is still the same, but the other half is a little bit different. And it's a general reading for multiple people, right? So you always have to keep that in mind, of course. But the reason I say that is because in this fourth week, we go backwards a little bit. We start off with the Ten of Swords and we end with the Nine of Swords. It's like, oh no, right? Why is this swords energy coming back? The not the higher vibrational swords energy, but the lower vibrational swords energy. So again, there is some kind of anxiety, worry, overthinking, staying up late at night, being too much up in the head, air sign energy. So I feel that this is just a part of your healing, okay? A part of clearing the water and the emotions that we talked about with the star in the reverse position. So maybe you start to, in that third week, start advancing and moving forward, and then something not necessarily triggers you, but there's still some further healing that needs to be done here, Virgo, okay? But let's see what else came out here for you. So when we get to your last tarot card here, this is your tarot confirmation card. So it's going to come in and confirm all 4 weeks, all four cards that we just talked about. And it is a combination of past and future energy. That's the way I like to read it. So you have the Queen of Swords, okay? So here we have the Queen, right? And now she's in the right side up position. The Queen of Swords is known as a woman who is very lack of emotion, right? She's supposed to be the coldest queen in the tarot. Okay, she's very no nonsense, cut the bullshit. I'm not going to show my emotions only to like one person when I'm far away from the world, right? That's the kind of the energy. But the good thing about the Queen of Swords is like there's mental clarity, right? Her sword is going up. Okay, the other swords that were in the negative, more on the negative or lower vibrational frequencies, the sword was going down. Hers is going up, okay? It's back behind her, I think, if you see it there. So, of course, it's kind of gruesome, right? She's holding this head of somebody. She cut off their head. That's the no nonsense part, right? But this deck calls her the Queen of the Thrones of Air. Okay, so yes, she is the Queen of Air. So again, air sign energy. You did have Libra over here before too, but it also could be, of course, you have Aquarius as well. And we don't have Gemini, but it certainly, could be Gemini energy as well. But really, this Queen of Swords card is coming in here, Virgo, and it's saying to me that there can be mental clarity, right? There can be forward momentum, but somebody or something needs to be cut away, right? Somebody or something needs to be maybe. Okay, this is the way I would say it. Let me go back. If you're healing in the first 2 weeks, okay, or someone is, if it's not you, and there's a lot of emotions that are being processed, okay, and possibly someone here thinks that, okay, I'm trying to think of the way to say it. So I would say the Queen of Swords energy, right? How I said in the beginning, where she only shows like one person her emotions. That's not necessarily what I'm suggesting, right? But to each their own. But it's more like don't look at your emotions as weakness, Virgo, but look at it's all like different levels, right? So who you're going to show your emotions to is going to be someone trustworthy, because if somebody tries to take advantage of your emotions, you're going to cut their head off, right? So it's like, I don't know, Virgo. It's cool, it's badass in some senses, right? Of course, but it's also like, how can we have them together? Right. So I was kind of wanting to pair it with your third week, the Three of Sacred Circles, or Three of Pentacles. So how can I have my value? How can I have my money, my time, my energy, my love, all those things, business, etc., whatever it is? health. How can I have all those things and make good decisions and not be a victim or a bully? Because here the Queen of Swords kind of looks like a bully, right? But it's not really a bully. It's more of her showing that she is not going to let anything stand in her way or her path. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm picking up here. All right. But with all that being said here, Virgo, let's go ahead and see what your oracle card for this time period says as well. So this is the Rebecca Campbell Oracle deck, and it's like the Starseed Oracle. All right. So this energy coming in is straight up just says no. Okay, that's the name of the card. And underneath it, it says wait, postpone, pause, and say no. And of course, we have this big Egyptian pyramid in the center and some other Egyptian architecture. Okay. But when this is showing up here, Virgo, it's like it wants to go with the Queen of Swords. Like, okay, I don't have to say yes to everything. I don't have to fight every battle. Okay. I'm going to pause. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to make somebody else do it, delegate tasks like the Queen of Swords. Okay. Or if it's not a straight up no, it just says wait, postpone, or pause. Okay. And then if you need to say no, say no. But yeah, I think that this is. Let me look at the astrology again, real quickly for you, Virgo, if there's anything in particular going on during this time. Well, I mean, nothing in particular with Virgo, right? But that doesn't mean that the astrology doesn't affect us, okay? Because we have basically on that second week for everyone, we have the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, okay, November 8th. If you're in the US, that's also the election day. Mars is still in retrograde. Yeah, there's lots of undertones of things going on. And if we're talking about eclipse season, it's like kind of very conducive or makes sense that like healing work is going to be done because the eclipse season can just be very intense for a lot of people, right? So that's why you always do your grounding work, get back into your body, do the things that relax you. But it's not all bad either, right? So we do have, where did we have the other thing I was going to mention? Let's see. Sorry, guys, hold on. So Venus enters Sagittarius November 16th. This is like over here. Vesta enters into Pisces on November 20th, which would be also that third week, the really good week here for you, Virgo. And then we get into Sagittarius season. Jupiter goes direct. We have Athena Pallas retrograde. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to see, if there was something in air sign energy or earth sign energy that really stood out to me. But it could just, like I said, be in general the eclipse season. So hopefully some of that makes sense for you. And always feel free to let me know in the future how things go down if you want. But yeah, this is what I have for you, Virgo. So thank you guys so much, as always, for your energy, for your likes, for your shares, and your subscriptions. They're all great free ways to support the channel, of course. So whatever you feel guided to do. I already took your picture of all your cards, and I will be posting it after the live in case you want to look at them again up close in detail. I will have that there for you. So thank you, Virgo. And what time are we? Almost at 29 minutes, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and do some shuffling and let the cards charge with the crystals for a minute. And we're going to switch over to Libra. All right. And we'll do another little sound bell to clear the energy too. It's always good. But yeah, for the people, that are going to watch both Virgo and Libra, I would always say, depending on where you have things in your chart, that the sign that is before you, like let's say you're a Sagittarius, okay, so then Scorpio and Capricorn, you would have a lot of placements in there. So if you're a Virgo or if you're a Libra, you're going to have a lot of the sign before you and after you. So Virgo and Libra, can definitely have some sistering, brothering relation in that way, if that makes sense. All right, so that's not the shuffling. Don't worry. They're like, what the hell is that? We're going to do a really good shuffle. But I want to do a sound bell real quickly first. All right, so just be aware it might be loud for a moment. I'm going to keep the little ambient music on in the background for the chihuahuas in case they start to go crazy again. So, all right. Here we go. We're going to get into Libra. Okay, Libra. All right. Libra. Okay. Let's see what we have for Libra. All right. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra. Justice. The balance scales. Messages for air sign Libra for October 30th through November 30th. What does Libra need to see? What does Libra need to know? For the highest vibration. Messages for air sign Libra. The balance scales. Justice. Libra. Okay. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra for October 30th through November 30th. 4 cards only, please, spirits. Messages for Libra. Messages for air sign Libra, the balance scales. That one needs to come out for October 30th through November 30th. Messages for air sign Libra. Libra. Are you Libra? And messages for air sign Libra for October 30th through November 30th. Messages for Libra. All right, let's see how they want these guys. I'm just going to confirm with Spirit real quickly. Spirits, you want the 2 of Swords in the reverse position to represent the 3rd tarot card for this Libra reading. Okay, so they want that there. So we're going to go ahead and take the top and also the bottom. And we'll figure out later where they want those guys. I'm going to switch over to this one real quickly. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra. Balance scales. What does air sign Libra need to see, need to know for their highest vibration for October 30th through November 30th Libra? Messages for air sign Libra. 1 card only, please, spirits. Messages for air sign Libra for October 30th through November 30th. What does Libra need to see? All right. So then we'll do the same thing. We'll do the top and the bottom. Put these guys over here and then do 1 more. All right. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra, October 30th through November 30th, Libra. Additional messages for air sign Libra, the balance scales, justice. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? One card only, please, spirits. One card only. Messages for air sign Libra. All right. That was quick. Okay. So let's see here. I think maybe this goes here, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Spirits, thank you for listening. Thank you for advice, wisdom, guidance given. Spirits, do you want me to talk about the Six of Wands in the right side up position and the King of Pentacles in the reverse position when I talk about the Two of Swords in the reverse position? No. Okay. Maybe they want it over there. Let's see. Spirits, do you want me to talk about the Six of Wands in the right side up position and the King of Pentacles in the reverse position when I talk about the Ten of Swords in the right side up position? Yes. Okay, so they want that there. Now, I think actually maybe this is here. Spirits, you want me to talk about the Ace of Sacred Circles and the Three of Cups in the right side up position when I talk about the Nine of Staves in the right side up position? Yes. All right. So there we go. Let's take our picture and get started. Libra, and what time are we at? 35, 36 minutes, something like that. So I will make a mental note for the timestamps for later, for certain people who just want to do one or the other. All right, so here we go. Libra, all right, let's see what you have. Hold on one second. All right, so Libra, looks like we've got you actually don't have any major arcanas here in your reading, which is not a good or bad thing, right? Usually when I don't see a lot of major arcanas in your cards, it makes me feel like that not as much change would be going on. Okay, there's still change, maybe not big changes. When you see lots of major arcanas, it can say more for big changes. But what I really see throughout your reading is, a lot of the minor arcana. So let's count how many you have and what is the most dominant one, right? So we've got two cups. Okay, so it's not that, I don't believe. We've got two swords, two wands, and two pentacles. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's a tie, which isn't bad, right? Why are we asking this? It could be another underlying theme to your reading. So it's a combination. What did I say? Pentacles, swords, and wands, right? Two. Yeah. And two cups. Yeah, god damn, it's like a sorry, excuse my French. It's I do that sometimes. It's a combination of like all the major arcanas. Like I said, you don't have any major, these are all minor. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. These are all minor arcanas. So you really have all of them showing up here. So yeah, that's interesting. I haven't seen that in quite some time, Libra. I would say except, well, yeah. There could be this energy, Libra, of, I'm trying to think the right way to say it. Almost like a lot of juggling and a lot of balancing between different energies and priorities. Okay. We got pentacles, that's money, right? Wealth, or it could be values. We've got swords, mental health, cutting away obstacles. We have wands, physical body, health, defenses, and then we have cups, which is emotions. So yeah, we kind of have all of them here. But I feel like I didn't say that right, so I'm gonna put it in my back burner. And maybe as we go through the reading, I'll find a better way to explain it. So let's go ahead and, of course, call out your cards like we normally do. Sorry, Libra. They're like, wait a minute. All right, so the first four main cards here on the top, right, are going to be corresponding to a week's time frame or so. Okay, so we have the first card can be basically where we are now, since I'm filming this on November 4th. So we said it could be from around October 30th through November 6th or so. It could be a little bit before, a little bit after. It's just a time frame, a guideline. The second card we said could be from around November 7th through November 14th. The third card is the middle of November, so November 15th through November 21st. And the fourth card is from November 22nd through November 30th. Okay, so when we're on each card, I'll say it again, right? But we start off here, Libra, with your first card, which can be energy from the recent past. It could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years. Also, always keep in mind this reading could be about you or someone you're dealing with, multiple people you're dealing with, general environment situation. But we have earth sign energy here showing up in your first card with the Four of Sacred Circles, also known as Four of Pentacles. Okay, so this is a little bit of some stubborn energy showing up here, Libra, in your first week. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be you, but there is this energy here of somebody or some energy that is acting like they would need to control everything, operating from a place of fear or a mindset of lack. There's never enough. Okay, something like that. So this card, if you've seen me before and you've seen this deck, you know, right? It's the complete opposite of the Prince of Sacred Circles. Now, the Prince of Sacred Circles would be that's a message, hello, would be a Native American young man with a peace pipe, but there's people around him and he's about to pass it. Now with the Four of Sacred Circles, there's no one behind him, right? So he's just blowing smoke and making shapes and, you know, whatever, having a good time. But it's again more like maybe he feels that there's not enough tobacco to share with others, right? So he's coddling his pipe here, right? So traditionally, when you would see the Four of Sacred Circles or Four of Pentacles in other decks, it would be a man hugging his pentacles or his coins. He's got some under his feet, his hands, and he's just like, I gotta hold on to it. Okay, so it's a little bit of this stubborn, like restrictive energy here. But you know, that could also just be going back to, we're about to be in eclipse season, right? So this is in the first week till about the 6th or so, but some people start feeling it before others, right? So we do have the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus on November 8th. It's also election day here in the US. So, and we're still Mars in retrograde. So there's a lot, you know, going on underneath for everyone collectively. But let's keep going and see, you know, kind of what else shows up here, Libra. All right, so now when we get to your second card and second week, we said this could be from around November 7th through November 14th or so. We have the Ten of Swords in the right side up position. You know, this is interesting because Virgo had it, but it was in a different placement, right? So when sometimes there's some similar card showing up, it can be something to do with the astrology, right? Like I just said, or it's just a coincidence that some of these energies are showing up here again. So with this Ten of Swords, it's a good thing, but also a bad thing, right? The first thing people think, oh my God, it's bad, right? All of these swords are going into this woman's body, okay? And so she's dead, right? It's a metaphor. Somebody's dead. But when we talk about swords, we're talking about our mental health, and we're talking about our logical mind, our crown chakra. So somebody or some energy in the second week is mentally exhausted and they feel like they're dead as far as the overthinking, the anxiety, worry, all that stuff. Okay. The good part about the Ten of Swords is it is a 10, right? So 10 in tarot is the highest number. So it's done, right? If it was Seven of Swords or Eight of Swords, be like, damn, there's still more swords to come if we were in that same kind of stuck energy. But here it's at least it's 10, right? So it doesn't feel necessarily great, but it's also hopefully going to be over. Right? So let's talk a little bit more though deeper here, because this is where spirit wanted me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of your deck here. Okay, so we have on the top of your deck the Six of Wands in the right side up position, and then we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse position, which was on the bottom of your deck. Okay, and we're talking about it, of course, with that Ten of Swords energy. So these two energies are past energies that made it possible for this guy to kind of come up. Okay, so it looks like here in the past, Libra, there could have been a lot more support than maybe you're feeling now, or the other person, vice versa. There could have been a lot of celebrations or events or social events or things that you wanted to do or experience with the other person. But with this King of Pentacles in the reverse position, maybe the financial money wasn't there to go out and to do all these social events that possibly cost money, right? Or it could also be because we got, Taurus energy. I mean, you have, like I said, you have all the minor arcana. So you have earth, air, fire, water throughout your whole reading. But here, in particular, the King of Pentacles, Taurus energy, with it being in that reverse position in the past, it really feels that somebody, trying to think the right way to say it, somebody possibly, or some energy, wasn't confident enough. Okay, when we think of the King of Pentacles or Taurus energy, right, they would normally be on a chariot charging forth, like they're the bull, right? The Taurus is the bull, and Taurus is known for that, or just bulls in general, right? Like they see the color red and they go crazy. Okay, so to me, when it's in that reverse position, it could be that somebody didn't get angry enough, or anger was held back, or the courage or the confidence in general was held back here. And that could be, coming up again here for you, Libra, in some way where, it's bringing that Ten of Swords energy, the anxiety, worry, overthinking. It could be something that triggers you to go back to this energy, or it could just straight up be that there's something similar that you're dealing with here. But in this deck, what do they call him? This is a newer deck I'm using. They call the King of Pentacles Prince of the Chariot of Earth. Okay, well, yeah, he's an Earth sign. You guys have to see this card in the right side of position. It's kind of weird. It's a lot going on in there. All right, but yeah, I just really feel that there is this energetic blockage, gentle reminder or challenge, as I like to say, for you here, Libra, in that second week. But like I said, it is a 10. The 10 of Swords, at least it's a 10, and now it's going to be done. Okay. So let's keep going and see what else shows up here in your reading. You still have some really good stuff, so don't worry too much, okay? We all have ups and downs, right? All right, so now, Libra, when we get into your third week, and we said that's like the middle of November, so around November 15th through November 21st, we have the Two of Swords in the reverse position. And this makes me really happy here for you, Libra, okay? Because it's saying that somebody could be now integrating their heart chakra, right? You go from the Ten of Swords, love, to this, okay? Someone is now ready to make a decision, or if it's not a decision, they are ready to get back up. When she's right side up, she's sitting on this hard ground, right? This Japanese woman who's blindfolded, she has two swords crossing her body. She's trying to use her intuition and her logical mind, but she's not moving here, okay? It's reversed though, Libra. So that's good, right? So that means there's now movement. Someone's made a decision, or they have integrated their heart chakra with their crown chakra, their emotions with their logical mind. Okay. So I really feel that the third week and the fourth week are the best weeks showing up here for you, Libra. Okay. Especially the fourth. Save the best for last, right? All right, so let's see what we have here for you. So in the fourth week, which we said could be around November 22nd through November 30th, we have the Nine of Staves in the right side up position. Okay, this is one of my favorite cards. It's like my favorite and my least favorite. I don't know how to explain it, but I always get this card. So I guess that's why it annoys me. But in general, when we have this Nine of Staves in the right side up position, it's saying don't give up. Okay, you're almost there, right? Nine, almost 10. This African boy that we see here is doing some type of rite of passage, but he's really tired. So let's say he's going through all these series of tests and he's like, I'm hungry, I'm tired, I want to like be done, right? So he's crouched down, like, okay, I need a moment. So when this shows up here, Libra, I feel that it is you being so close to something. It's saying don't give up, okay? Which is beautiful, right? It's saying take the rest that you need, a little short rest, but don't stop. Definitely don't stop. Now let's see what's underneath this. Okay, again, past energy that made it possible for that Nine of Staves to show up in the right side up position. So we have on the top of your deck, oops, over here, the Ace of Pentacles in the right side up position and the Three of Cups in the right side up position here, Libra. So it looks like in the past, there was some type of ending, new beginning that could have been around finances, but doesn't have to be, or it could have been around values. Again, am I being valued enough? That then led to celebrations, right? Remember how I said also over here in the past, you had that Six of Wands, but then you had King of Pentacles in reverse. It's almost like you not giving up on something makes you fond of past celebrations, past supportive energy, not just going out and having a good time with people you love and spending money and all that. It's more about the supportive energy. And you can do that for free, right? Hopefully, if you got the right kind of people. So, this is, I think, influencing you here, Libra, or the other person, multiple people, general environment situation, to kind of keep going, to think about, okay, I could have possibly more um, endings and new beginnings, fresh start energy. Also, aces talk about our innate gifts and talents. So maybe in the past, you were feeling more confident in your talents, or someone else was, vice versa. But it's again just saying that it will come back. So don't give up, okay? All right, now let's keep going though. We're not done quite yet. Now over here we have your tarot confirmation card, which is going to come in and confirm all four cards on the top, all 4 weeks that we've been talking about, 4.5, whatever it is, October 30th through November 30th. So this card is a combination of past energy and also future energy. So it's so nice to see. We have here the Five of Cups in the right side up position. It's nice to see, but not nice to see. Just like how I was saying about one of your other cards. So this is the way I like to read it here, Libra. It's a little bit of a warning, but not a warning in a scary way, right? Because I'm not about scaring anybody. It's more like you need to, or the other person, multiple people, general environment situation, needs to see things not just from a negative perspective, Ten of Swords, that was your second week, right? But also see that there is black and white and gray areas, okay? So when the Five of Cups shows up, oops, over here, it's almost this energy of, okay, some of the cups have spilled, right? But how do I get them back up? How do I get more wine, more water? What fulfills my cup, okay, emotionally? So we're talking about cups, we're talking about water and emotions. So what fills me emotionally? What are my emotional priorities? What makes me emotionally happy? Vice versa to the other person. Okay. So with the surrounding cards, I would say that it is, yeah, just telling you to not get stuck, don't give up. Um, and also, when the Five of Cups shows up, it's like normally in other decks, you would see this guy, he knocked over his cup, right? But then there's two people behind him or further back that have cups that are like, oh, you can have mine instead. But he's so focused, his head is down, he's so focused on the cups that have spilled that he doesn't see the other people's situations that are trying to help him. So, what is also saying here, Libra, that there's a perspective change that maybe possibly is needed in some way, or it's just patience. Okay, that things will come in and bring something more helpful to you. But it's really, no, I don't think it's patience. I take that back. It's more about having having the courage to stay on this on that right path that you're on, to not give up because you are so close. Yeah. Let's see though. Let's see. I want to see what your oracle card says. All right, so that was the tarot, but let's get your oracle card real quickly as well. So this is Rebecca Campbell's Starseed deck. So for this time period or even beyond, Libra, you got the boundaries card. Interesting. Okay. So there's a woman in the center of the card, and I'll show it to you, but her hands are all the way out and she's pushing other people's hands away. Okay. And underneath it, it says, where do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay. So I would say, Libra, that that would definitely go with the Nine of Staves or Nine of Wands, right? Because if he needs a break because he's tired, so he can continue his journey, he's got to tell people, I can't hang out right now, or whatever it is, right? Um, Setting clear boundaries, so he, she, they, right, whatever. It's just the metaphor, the way the card is drawn. I lost my train of thought, but yeah, so it's he, she, they needs to set those boundaries so they can get the rest that they need and to keep going. Okay, because I feel that like good things are coming, and you will have also. I'm just still trying to figure out how to explain how you have all minor arcanas in your reading. I don't know if I can explain it right now. I may need to meditate on it, but I haven't seen that in a long time. Um, I think that the way that I would look at it is, even though some are negative or energetic blockage or challenge, gentle reminder, and some are more positive, um, I would look at it as all of these elements are here to support you. So, what we don't see in a reading is also very important, right? Which cards are not here? There's not a magician here, but the magician would be the ruler of the minor arcana. When you see that card, usually he's got the swords, the wands, the pentacles, the cups, right? He has everything. So maybe that's another message here, Libra. Maybe that's how I was trying to think of it earlier. Like, you need to be your own magician. Right? Who doesn't want to be a magician, right? Because you have all these elements here. You got the earth signs, you got the fire signs, you got the water signs, you got the air signs, you have everybody. So, yeah, that's what I got. I'm going to end it here because otherwise I'll just keep going. But hopefully you found something that made sense for you in this reading, guys. And always feel free to let me know later on how things go for you. And again, really appreciate everyone's energy and support, all the different free ways that you can support the channel. Like, you can subscribe if you haven't yet and you want to. It's free and it just notifies you when I put out new readings, as long as you have like a basic YouTube account. email thing. And of course, you can like the video. Not only does it tell me that you liked something in the video, it will help YouTube's algorithm share it with others. I think it's like in the first couple hours of the first day, like the more likes it gets, they show it on people's, what do you call it? Their timeline. But whatever, no pressure. And then the other way, what did I say? Subscribe, like, oh, and if you want to share it, if you physically want to send it to someone, you can also do that. So, yes, thank you guys so much. And I hope you enjoyed this time period. And I will be going to a little Renaissance fair this weekend. So hopefully, gonna have nice weather for that. And I might post some stuff on Instagram. But anyway, you guys take care, and I will see you later. All right. Bye.